Hey, good morning. It's your friendly neighborhood Tironan, and this is the FJ-1 Fury. However, I'm not going to be talking about the aircraft today per se. I'll be talking about the last invasion scenario, my thoughts, and corrections that just got to be made. And so I'm putting it out there, and I needed some time to cool down. So you may have seen the last game from the last video.
Show me what you can do, pilot. Let's roll.
And you may have gathered I was less than pleased with the results. What I didn't say was just how furious I was with the results. And I don't mean minorly, I mean, what was I angry? And I can't speak to anybody else's experience, but I just saw all sorts of what I can term as nothing less than being put in the middle of a duck shoot, where you were one of the few low-tier aircraft, and there would be one or two of us, and that was it. Everything else would be the next tier up, and you could not, I mean, absolutely could not win. Now, I don't know, that's on top of the other issues of which we've discussed at least some levels, but the bot issue especially, the imbalance of the various, whether you're on offensive or defense on there, and some of the other issues that we've talked about. But I'm just staggered between all of it. The bad bots, the imbalance of the game, and that, if I saw one, I saw 8 of these games that I got involved with where you just simply could not get a decent outcome. It was to the point where, you know, here's your loss. And my question became not so much why, as it became, why am I playing this? What do you think that you're gathering out of this? Because the majority of the opposing players were not high-tier players. There might be one or two. Majority of those players were bots in very high level jets. You couldn't catch them. Their firepower was far superior to your own. It meant booming and zooming in those things got to be the easiest thing in the world with little or no skill and no chance of evasion. And it left me thinking, what in the heck are you thinking, gentlemen? I mean, don't get me wrong, I expect a challenge once in a while, but don't hand me a game that's so lopsided you can't win and there's congratulations, you lost. Not that it made me angry or anything, because it did. And I understand that, folks, we all mess up from time to time. If you're waiting for me to tell you what a perfect guy I am, you've got a very, very long wait. Okay? You just do. I'm sorry, but life isn't always easy and isn't always simple, and I get that. Alright? But asking anybody to play a game like that and make it part of your promotion and make it something that's supposed to be a big event and mess it up that bad and give somebody that rotten an experience I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I honest to God don't know what to tell you. It isn't that I don't get it or I don't understand it. I mean, this is just bad. I don't mean kind of bad, I mean awful. I ended up with in this aircraft, with an XF-90, an ME-262, another advanced fighter, and yet another advanced fighter. I never even got to see them, any of which could take you out on a single pass, working on me in a quad. And you want to ask, what part of this am I supposed to enjoy? Because if you want me to play your game and be a target, do I need to continue, right? That's what kind of experience I was having. I mean, just angry that, you know, that I'm supposed to get in here and play with another aircraft that I can't compete with in any way, shape, or form. Don't worry about somebody being a superior pilot. Don't worry about somebody, you know, the platform was so much better, you could have put anybody in there and they would have won. I don't mean kind of would have won, I mean would not. They're going to win. All you have to do is know how to use your accelerator, your boost, and your gun button. And at a certain distance, you may have noticed it as well as I have, your ability to maneuver is non-existent. How many times have you seen an XF-5U where I've sat down and killed 5, 6, 7 aircraft and hardly aimed? And that's not, I'm a good shot, I admit it. Okay, I am a good shot. But I'll tell you the other part of it was that at a certain range, you can't maneuver away from those people. Okay, you just can't. And if you think you're going to, you're very much mistaken.
There's a heavy storm here. Unable to proceed. Return into base. Do you copy?
Okay, it's not a question of whether you're going to die. But you get on somebody's tail, the next one will be on you, and then somebody, and that's happened to me in Tier 8, I get that. And that's bad enough. And you're very rarely going to win that situation when you have, you know, 2, 3, 4 boom and zoomers lined up on you. But the reason there were 4 is because they'd already killed everybody else. So I wanted to explain to me, and please understand, if I'm wrong, call me out on it. If I don't know, if I'm out of line, call me on the carpet, okay? But I wanted to explain to me what we're supposed to get out of that, except I hate this mode. If you're going to throw me in with a bunch of 10s to the point where you don't have much of a chance of winning, as in Snowball's chance in hell type of scenario, you don't need me for that. Now, maybe it was just me. Maybe I was the only one that's having that experience. But every 3rd, 4th, or 5th game was that kind of scenario. And I'm here to tell you, I don't expect to win. And if I'm so poor at flying that day, or I'm off my game and I'm losing, and that happens on a regular basis. Sometimes there are better pilots out there than me. Sometimes they pull a better maneuver. Sometimes I just mess up. I can accept that. No problem. Happens all the time. But I'm going to tell you right now that I am extremely disappointed with Invasion on all sorts of issues. bad bots. Bots not optimized for the mode that you're putting them in. Making it very easy to defend, making it very, and I've won on the offensive and taken bases before in this 3 or 4 times. It's possible. It's just much, much, much tougher than on the defense. I can't tell you how many times I've been over the last base and killing everything that approaches while we concentrated on that bend and watched the player run out of either time or planes. So that would need to be adjusted. The bots need to be adjusted. And whatever the hell they're thinking about dumping a 1 or 2 low-tier planes in a higher tier battle, if you think that we, the players, are having a good time with that, and maybe it's just me. Let me know if it's happened to you, because maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm ranting about nothing. Maybe I'm completely off my rocker. Maybe I'm just wrong. But I'm having a lot of trouble believing that. I'm having a lot of trouble believing that I was solo in this experience. I don't think I'm being singled out by World of Warplanes. You know, talk about paranoid. That would be crazy. But if you come into a game and it is mostly 10s, and you're 1 or 2 per side of 8s, unless you're having the game of your life and an aircraft that really ought to be in Tier 9, 262 comes to mind. The plane one in Tier 8 really, to me, hits me as a Tier 9 fighter. That's not fun. And you don't get the idea you're being challenged. You get the feeling you're being taken advantage of. And that some program there is watching the game and laughing his butt off. Now, I doubt that's happening. I'm sorry. There's just too many things about this that were not well planned out for me to believe that it's maliciousness on anybody's part. I do not believe that. All right. But I am going to step out and say, if you think we're having fun with that kind of scenario, I am not. Okay? You're wasting my time. You might as well tell me I lose charge, and then you lose silver at the higher tiers too. Now you tell me how that makes a player feel. Now, I didn't lose any silver, serious amount of silver. You can see by here I'm doing quite well, thank you very much. Don't get the idea that, you know, oh boo-hoo Jeff, let's start a collection sort of thing on the silver department. But how would somebody feel being put in a position of being nothing more than a target for higher tier planes that are so much in excess of performance over the plane you're flying that you haven't got a singular chance of winning? You'll be lucky to get single kills. You're talking to a player, and you've seen it, that's racked up 12, 15 kills on a fairly regular basis, and I can't get a singular kill. And you think I'm feeling grateful for the experience? If you have to add a few more programmers to your staff or something, I would suggest you do so. All right. I suggest you do more play testing. I suggest you open it up in a wider beta so we can get a better idea of what works and what doesn't work. What you don't want to do is throw it out there to the community and say, there you go, everything's great. Now, the you know, hats off on the attrition warfare, that works fine. Okay, Skies of Albion was a great deal. invasion has left a very bad taste in my mouth, and I don't think that's what they intended. Nobody would want to leave their player base angry, and I'm angry. I'm not going to lie. I am angry. I don't mind the occasional games where the matchmaker says, well, I've got to have this player in here because I just got to have this player in here. That's going to happen once in a while. And it's happened throughout the start of the game. That's it. Thank you very much. You have a good day.